Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Elle here again. If this is the first time here, thank you so much for stopping by, and please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to this channel. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming by to see what I have to give you. Thank you so much, and please don't forget to share this video to your friends. On today's episode, I'll be talking about my experience so far since I moved into the UK. And guys, guess what? It's my birthday month. I'm super excited about it. So join me while I tell you how it has been for me since I relocated to the UK. Thank you for still waiting to see what I have to say. So let me take you back to how this whole journey of relocation began for me. So like you all know, I'm a makeup artist. I had my own studio in Port Harcourt. I was based in Port Harcourt, and I was doing okay. I wasn't doing so bad for myself. It was good. You know how you wake up in the morning and you have your time to do whatever you want. You have your time to plan whatever you want to do. And then I'm like, okay, my friend moved to the UK, she went to school, and she was like, it wasn't so difficult, it was easy, and you can get jobs, you can get what that is way better than staying in Nigeria. So I woke up one day and said, it's time for me to relocate to the UK. Guys, guess what? I did not even have any plans. It was just like, okay, so I came in January. This was like September that my friend got into the UK and she told me about it. So imagine how many months I had to plan for this trip. Like, I just woke up and I was like, okay, let me try it. It was just a trial. Truthfully, I didn't actually have any plans. I was just like, let me just see where it leads to, because I've never actually tried to travel out of the country before. I'm that person that will tell you, I like Nigeria, I like my country, I don't want to go anywhere. I'm like, let me just see where this leads to. And then I got my agent, and then I started the process. It was so difficult. Yeah, it was. Trying to get your proof of fund, trying to get your school fees, trying to wait for cars and all that. But God willing, it was a smooth journey and I got my visa. This was my first application. Like, you know how, I don't know if you people know what it means to apply to travel out of the country. Some people do it so many times and it doesn't work. But this was my first, and I got it in like, my visa was supposed to be like 15 days, but it came out like in 10 days to my house. I was just at times, I'm like, so I'm relocating. Yeah, that was how it started. And then I got into the UK. I got into Heathrow Airport. You all know how Heathrow Airport is. So my flight was really late, so I got in like around 10 p.m. From the gates, there was this cold breeze that just came into my body like this, and I'm like, what is this? Yeah, people have been saying that it's very cold and everything. So you know how it is. Imagine coming in January where the cold is the cold, like where the weather is like -1 degree, -2 degrees. It was so cold. Even if I had my jacket on and all, even I have my winter coat on and all, but it was something different from what I've been used to all my life. So it was like, it came to me like a shocker. I'm like, this is cold. So I met some people at the airport, and so I wasn't alone. I met a girl. Hi Pemo. So I met a girl, and then I met another guy, but it was all good. And we got into the airport like around like 10 p.m. You know how immigration is, we're like, But immigration was sweet. There was no, they didn't really ask me any questions. I just got in, they stamped my passport, and I got in. But as soon as they stamped my passport, I did not even look back to even see if they were going to call me back or anything. I just went straight to pick up my luggage. But yeah, I got into the UK, and I went straight to Manchester to see my friends, and it was good. The first experience was seeing something different from what you're used to. It was absolutely nice. Like, everywhere was different. But apart from the cold, I think I was excited that I left Nigeria at that point in time. And then the journey began. Like, that was when it started. For those of us that recently relocated into the UK, you know how it is trying to get like accommodation. So I think the first thing is, if you have somewhere to stay once you come into the country, it makes it a whole lot easy for you to enter into the system. So for me, I didn't have a problem with relocation because I had a friend in Manchester, and he was very kind to me, and he allowed me to stay at his place for like some few days. And then I moved back to Luton and got a place immediately. So accommodation wasn't a problem for me, because I know people that have moved in and they have issues of not having where to stay and having to pay for Airbnb for like a month. And especially now that things are so difficult, trying to get a house now, like, it's so crowded that you would go to do viewings non-stop and you wouldn't even get a place to stay. But for me, it was easy. God made it easy that I got into the country and I had where to stay, and I got a house almost immediately. For me, it was actually good because I didn't have to go through the stress of accommodation wahala. After getting a house, I settled in and everything was fine. School started, I started going to classes, and then I had to look for a job. Everybody will tell you, yeah, when you come into the country, they'll tell you, do your NI, do this online, and start applying for jobs online. Go to their different sites where you can apply for jobs. I started doing all that, and you don't have experience. Experience is like very important. So when you tell them, I'm a student, they're like, no, we don't want students. I kept applying for jobs online for like almost a month. I was still applying for jobs and there was nothing coming out for me. Like I did not see any job to do, because you have to get a job because there is a whole lot of bills you have to pay. Imagine paying my rent as soon as I got into the country, and in 1 month time I have to pay another rent, and I cannot be spending Nigerian money in the UK. You know how it is, when you change your money, it is finished. So you have to actually get a job to start paying for your bills, to be able to manage your bills. That was a struggle. So I told my friend that no, we cannot just sit down in this house and be looking for a way to get a job and nothing is happening. Let's get up and go outside, maybe go to office, check for offices online and walk to them and tell them, go to their faces and tell them you need a job. Maybe it might work better. That's how we started though. We carried ourselves, got dressed one morning and said we are going to look for a job. So I saw an office online and I'm like, okay, let's go there. We stopped at the bus stop and they'll like walk for another like 10 minutes, because if you're in the UK or if you're coming, so buses will not stop you at your door point. They will stop you in their bus stop, and if you have to walk, sometimes you have to walk like 10, 15, 20 minutes to where you're going to from the bus stop, except you want to be taking Uber, and Uber is not cheap. So so we had to literally walk from the bus stop to the office, and it was like 15 minutes walk. Under this code, me and my friends are there walking. And we're walking. I will go to a point and she's like, AB, are you sure this is where we're going to? Like, because we're seeing like roundabout and expressway. I'm like, but that was what the map said, because you have to actually even use the map. You don't even have a choice. Nobody will stop for you on the road to carry you. Nobody will stop for you to even answer you. Yeah, they will, but it depends on where you're going to. And you have to use the map. Everywhere you go to in the UK, you have to have a map. The map will show you where to go to. And the map was saying, keep going forward. And we're going forward, but I'm like, I don't know, because this is what the map says we should do. But then we were like, no, we don't think this is the right road, or maybe the office is no longer here. That's how we had to turn back. And while we're even turning back, we're not expecting that, okay, we'll get like a lift, because we're just standing on the expressway and cars were just passing like this, and we don't know what to do. We did not even have Uber app yet, because we've not really had like a bank account to maybe do to connect to the Uber to be able to pay. And most of this, and Uber, you can't actually pay cash most times. You have to pay with your card. So we didn't have any way to book an Uber, and we had to walk back to the bus stop, which is like another like 20 minutes walk. And it was so cold. So imagine walking back to that, like under this cold. We're already freezing. My hand was already freezing like this. My friend stood down and started crying. She's like, no, I'm tired. Like, who sent me to come to this country? But it was so funny. Even me, I was so sad. Like, imagine being under the cold and walking for like 20 minutes. If you are not here, you don't know what this cold is. The cold is different. Like, it is. Imagine the cold that stinks into your blood. Like, you feel like you're freezing. That was how the code was that day for us. But yeah, we were able to get back home, and God willing, we got a job after so many times of applying and everything. Yeah, we got a job and we started working. I finally got my job and I was super excited about it, because now I can make money. I can now start making pounds sterling. And school is, I was still going to school. So imagine now I have to manage working and going to school. It wasn't easy. I wouldn't say it was easy, because yeah, when I came in, we had like so much online classes. I had to go to school just once a week. Yeah, but it wasn't still very easy, because while you're at work, you have to log into your class, and most of these jobs you are not even allowed to even touch your phone. And attendance is so important that you don't want to even miss a class, because if you miss a class, it is showing on your record that you did not come to this class. So you have to manage. So most times I stopped going to like going to work during the day because of classes. I just stay at home and I try to log into my class, understand what they are teaching, because that's when they even that's when they even teach you the more than even when you're in school. Because when you're in school, they have like 1 hour, 2 hours classes, and online you have like 2 online classes a day. You can have like 3 online classes. That's when they teach you what you actually really need to learn. So imagine not having to attend those classes and going to work all the time. You won't be able to get to what is happening, because there's assignments for you to do, there's coursework, there's group assignments. So I needed to stay at home to listen to my classes. So it was very, 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 very difficult for me trying to manage going to work and going to school. So I had to start doing 9 shifts. You know how you do 9 shifts, like 12 hours 9 shifts. And because I'm a business person, I like to do my business. I started doing braids, I started doing hair, I started doing makeup for my friends. But I had to do it. So most times I come back from 9 shifts and I'm doing somebody's hair, and I don't have time to sleep, and then I have to go to class, and then I have online class. So it was a struggle at that point in time. But then I wouldn't say I felt so bad. It was exciting, because I'm someone that I'm not really laid back. I like to get busy. If you know me from outside this vlog, you know that I have to get really busy. I don't really like to just be relaxed. So it wasn't a bad experience for me. It was good, but it was just hard work. The major thing was that it was hard work compared to when I was in Nigeria. When I was in Nigeria, I could tell my client that, nah, I'm not around today, I will do it tomorrow, and they'll tell you, okay, that's fine. But here, you have to actually go to work, because you have accommodation to pay every month. You have to pay for your bills, you have to buy your food, you have to pay your transportation. All these things cost so much money. Even if when you are here you think it's not so much, when you change it to Nigerian currency, you see that you're spending so much money. So you have to actually go to work. So it wasn't easy managing work and school at the same time. For me, it wasn't easy. It was a struggle. We're going to school and going to 9 shifts and trying to struggle school and work and everything. There are still days I'll come back home and I'll be like, oh, did I actually really need to relocate? Like, why did I relocate? Why did I even move out of my comfort zone? Because yes, I was actually very comfortable. I wasn't doing so bad at all. I was actually very, very comfortable in Nigeria. And I'm like, why did I even relocate? What is even the problem? Like, I cannot even see my mother. I cannot even see my sister. Like, I can't even see anybody. Like, you wake up in the morning and you don't even have anybody to talk to. You don't have friends. People are not really like, you know how it is in Nigeria where you have friends that you can go and visit and you people hang out and go out. At that point in time, I didn't even have all that. Yeah, I had a roommate that was like my best friend. But it was different. Like, I get to see her every day. Like, having to have your family or your friends or people that are actually very close to you to visit, to hang out with. You just see that you're just alone in this world, like this new space that you are in. You're just alone, waking up in the morning, going to work and going to school. That is it. And I'm like, why did I even relocate? Why I actually even need to do this? Like, what motivated me to do this? Like, there are so many times I cried. I'm like, I miss home, I miss my food. Or you might think of how, like, me that I like to eat like banga soup. I'm like, I can't even really get banga soup to eat. Like, I can't even just walk to Chicken Republic and buy something to eat. The only thing you have is like McDonald's, KFC. Like, I'm like, I miss Nigeria. I miss that freeness, that free will, that thing you just have that you can just stay at home for 2 days and say you're not going to work and nothing will happen to you because you've paid your rent like 1 year ago and you still have like 1 year to chill, to plan for the next rent. But it wasn't like that here. You have to work. You have to be up and about every time. I was so sad. Some days I come back from work and I would just cry. I'm like, oh God, I think I wish I could just go back. I wish I could just go back home and just continue from where I stopped. I wish I could just go and tell my mother that, Mommy, please come and take me back home. Or because I was wondering why I relocated, because it was so difficult. Sometimes it was so difficult and so stressful. And with the cold, you just tell yourself that you just really miss home, just really miss Nigeria. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that feel like that. I'm sure so many people feel like that once in a while. Like when they get back home, they're like, this work was too hectic. I wish I could just go back to Nigeria. I didn't even send him to even come here. But there are some days I would just wake up in the morning and I'm like, yeah, I'm actually really excited that I actually left Nigeria, because the whole lot of exposure I've had since I came into this country, I don't think I would have had it in Nigeria. And then how the system works, going to school, you see how your lecturers, how your tutors teach you. They want to make you understand what you're learning. I didn't have that when I was in Nigeria. Yeah, Nigerian teachers are good. They are very, very good. But they don't really care about you that much to be able to know if you are doing well or not. But here, everybody would, like, every student have somebody that is like a tutor under them that you can actually call and talk to if you have problems. Like, you can email your tutor and tell her that can you meet her in the office that you need to talk about something, and they are always there to assist you. They make sure they teach you, like they'll teach you. I'm literally doing just 2 courses in a semester. Let me use the word semester. 2 courses, and I have like one course have like 4 different classes. You have like your tutorials, you have like your work, your in class, you have like 2 more tutorials to it. Like different people come to make sure that you understand what they taught you in class. They will come online and teach you. They will tell you how to write the assignment. They literally explain everything for you. So the education system here was just really nice for me, because when I finished my BS, I told myself that I was never ever going to go to school. So coming here to do master, that wasn't something I really wanted. But coming here, I felt like school is not as hard as it looks like in Nigeria. It's way easy here. That's like a very good one for me. And then when you go to work, imagine doing your 12-hour shift and coming back, and you're seeing how much you've made from just 12-hour shifts. And you look at yourself like, this money I would have made it in like a month in Nigeria. Some people make this money in a month in Nigeria. Like if you have the strength to work, you will make money. Like it's easy. Just go to work and you will make money. Nobody's owing you money. Nobody's telling you they will not pay you. As far as you've done the job, you get paid for it. Nigeria, you go to work sometimes and you don't even have clients. You just go to work 1 whole month, and the money you are getting is just small money. You cannot even pay your bills. But here, if you get the job, you would see the money. So when I look at the money I've made from my job, I'm like, why am I not smiling? Like, my mother will be happy if I send her money, because it's easy to make money and the jobs are there for you. Once you know what you're doing, you can actually get the job. So Nigeria, you see how so many youths are done with school and there's no job for them to do. Like you have a first class and you don't have a job. That's why everybody's moving into doing business and all. But yeah, there are jobs available for you to do. It's just that yeah, they might be a bit difficult because you have to work. It's not like Nigeria that you can just be going to one office and you're not doing anything. They're paying you money every month. Yeah, you have to put in the work. You have to go to work. You have to be on time. You have to do the right thing, and then you get paid. So it's like, you know, when they say hard work pays, yes, that it happens here. But when you think of the fact that you can get the job and you can make the money, I think for me, I was really excited in that I can work and make so much money in that little amount of time. It was very good for me. Also, relocating into the UK has made me meet so many different people. Like I have a friend that's from Poland, I have a friend from Pakistan, I have a friend from Caribbean, and they are so nice. Like I would never expect that I would meet those people in my life, but coming here have made me so exposed to meeting different people. I have friends from Spain, I have friends from Germany. It's actually a very good experience. Like leaving Nigeria, coming here is a different ball game, and it has been a different ball game entirely for me. I've been open to different things, and how I was able to even get my Schengen visa. You know, when you're in Nigeria and thinking of traveling to Paris, it's so much like you're like, I'm going to spend so much money, or how do I want to do that? But coming here, I've gone to Paris and I didn't even spend so much. It was so easy. Life is just like life is a bit easy for you here. Things are as easily accessible. That's like the word. Things are easily accessible for you when you are here. So I did not ever believe that I would have been to Paris like right now in my life, because it wasn't part of my plan at all. But this is me here. I've gone to Paris, I've gone to Germany, I've gone to Spain, and I still know that I'm going to different places. So I'm really excited. Relocating for me is not actually as bad as I think it would be. At this point, I was crying in my bed and saying, "Who sent me to come to the UK? I want to go to my mother." But now I'm actually really enjoying it. Sometimes I really do enjoy it, and sometimes it's a bit like at the downside. But for me, looking back at my journey, I would say relocating to the UK for me was a good decision, despite the fact that it was really hard. The journey was a stressful one, but we all know that nothing good comes easy. Like everybody knows that you don't expect something to just come like that for you and to stay for long. You have to work hard for it, and I was really determined to grow, and I was really determined to move myself from a particular level to another level. And coming to the UK, you know that you don't have anybody here to fall back to. I have to tell myself that I have to do it. So for those people that are thinking of coming to the UK, know that it is not easy. It is not an easy journey, but it is worth it. So when you are coming in, get yourself prepared to come and work. Trust me, if you know what you're coming for, you will get what you need in this country. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's very easy. I'm not saying it's smooth or it's a roller coaster. Yeah, it's a roller coaster ride, but it goes up and down. I'm not saying it's easy transitioning, but at the end of the day, it is worth it. So for me, I would say I did not regret relocating into the UK, and I hope you don't regret it too. Bye guys.